subscribers, believe it or not. Not necessarily to this, because I do other things in English that people listen to better. But we have people, out there that know we're out there doing this. So anyway, I started this. Do you have your Rechovos and Nahar around? For chakras?
Not here.
Okay, so we're going to skip that. So see if you can get it, because I think it's going to, we realize, like you were at the Kebri Tzaddikim, that these are bad times. And he's giving us different kinds of tools. And we could look at the Tiv first, I guess. He's giving us a bunch of tools to use in a time of plague. Over here we have the Ketoris, which he's trying to tell us different things about it. And I think we can learn to use it, or at least try, give it a shot. So let's bring that around if you can, if you have it somewhere you can get it. So here over here in the Tiv Hakavanot, we're on the Hakavanot of Taf Kuf Pei on page Taf Kuf Pei Aleph. So a little rusty. So we're really starting here on number Shin Yud Daled. Now, I guess I'm going to just read it in Hebrew and go through what he wants to say. Let's look at the top. We'll do the top. So it's a yichud lomer v'lekava b'kol eis v'lefachos gimel pamim b'yom b'shas megefa rachmana litzlan. So this is a really heavy one. He says you have to, if you could say it all day long, it would be good, but it sounds like at least 3 times. Gam yom b'kol yom b'kol eish shetirtza, anytime that you want to. Olifachos, at least gimel pa'amim b'yom b'hainu koden tefillah shachris and mincha v'arvis ela pesukim, and he's going to just say the shebeparshas v'yakel. So he's going to say the pesuk. I'm going to read them, even though that it's a little bit of riches here. V'yakel Hashem as a menorah zachav tahor. Now the subject here seems to be the menorah. So how's this work? So he says, miksha us as a menorah. Reicha v'kana gviyacho kaftarecho prachecho v'menu hoyu. So v'shisha kana miyotzehem etzidecho. Shlosha kana menorah betzida ha'echo v'shlosha kana menorah betzida sheni. Shlosha gviyim mishukadim. So then he has that. B'kana echad. Kafto or perach. V'shlosha gviyim mishukadim. He said, "Bekana acher echad rather kapaso v'kaftor kaftor. There you go. Kaftor v'perach." He says, "Came l'shesh sakana miyotzer min menorah of a menorah arba gavim mishukadach v'kafracho v'rachecho v'kaftor v'tachas shnei konim mimenu v'kaftor tachas shnei konim mimenu." Now this is all about this. He says this is all about one subject. So all of them are miksha achas, zahav tahor, pure gold. Zahav tahor. So he says, kikar zahav tahor ase also. So he says, now after you say all of that, the main kavana here is on the Rosh Tevis, is the Sofa Tevis of this parsha. So if you look back to the beginning, they start v'yakel, and it's a vav. So if they are vav and the Sofa tables are hey, and I have to find where that was. So then the kalecho stops in a hey. Then after that in Yeshaya, this one, Hashem, Hashem, I guess Hashem Lahoshi Eini Venigosi Niganen Ninagen V'kol Yibera B'chayenu Al Beis Hashem B'tikavim Ki Rosh Tevis once again of this pasuk. had the phrase, had the Rosh Teva, the Sofi Teva, the pasuk Zera B'Chem Yud Kei. V'harei Hashem Shalem B'Rosh Teva, the Sofi Teva. So in the midst of all of this reading that we're doing, starting with the Sofi, with the Vav and the K, pasuk Zera pasuk Zera B'Sukim V'Lechein Omer V'Zera B'Parsha. So therefore we say this Parsha. Zera B'Pasuk Sheva Pamim. You should say this combination 7 different times. B'Kol Pam Dekavim El Chavaya Shleima Kednizkar. And each time you say it, think about the Rosh Tevos and the Sofi Tevos. So he says the whole name comes out there. 1 second. Okay. Let's look at the light print down below, see what we could get out of it. So first of all, in Shin Yud Daled, he gives us once again a repetition of this. On page Tov Kuf Pei Base, we go where it says, Hainashi Amar Kol Elucha Pesukim. You should say all of these Pesukim. Let me see where I'm at here. All of these Pesukim, Gimel Pamim Biyom Acher Kol Tefillah. And he writes, Osa Rishon Shal Pesukim Elu, who is the Vav. And the Vav goes to V'ya'as, where it comes to the word V'yas. Is that? V'yas, V'yakel. So he said V'yas, that's what it is. V'osa achrona shal the psukim elu hu hey shal kalecho v'yache, they make the Vav K, as he said, hu zun, which represents zun. So he says, Lahoshi einach uneginos nigan, so in the ginos, Nenagim kol yemei chayenu al beis Hashem, then he says, Avaya Hashem. He says that, Os Rishon shal pasuk zeh, so taking this pasuk is going to be a Yud shal Avaya, Os Achrona shal the pasuk zeh, hu Hey Avaya. Now he's saying basically that we're making out of these pasukim, the first one for sure, which deals with the menorah, which is light. And the second one has to do with what? Singing. Negaden kol yemei chayenu al beis Hashem. So he said, but the second one has to do with music. V'yachad heim yak. They make the last two make Yud and K, shuhu Abba ve'ima, which is Abba ve'ima. And now he goes on and he says like this: Pasuk zeh, that this pasuk. He said this pasuk. I come from Yeshaya Maskil ba'os Yud v'sayin ba'os Hey. V'pasukim b'parshat v'yakel a Maskil ba'os Vav, signed with the Hey. Because it makes the name Yud Kei Vav Kei. Now let's see where we're at right now a little bit more. Parsha mefareshes v'yakel rather. Pasid Mishayim Tomer Zayin Pamim. You have to say it 7 times. Called the Sheva. So you said you have the menorah, which is basically 7 candles, and you say this pasuk 7 times. Because the Sheva Sanam Vishatomba Pasuka b'Parshat v'yakel. V'chabapas Mishayim Tekaven al Shem Yud Kei Vav Kei. Sheyotze B'Dechid is a pasuk of Rishon b'Parshat v'yakel that comes from there. So he says v'yakel v'os achron lechavishal the pasuk b'Parshat v'yakel. So he said v'os harishon pasuk b'Shaya v'os achron shal pasuk b'Shaya shehem havaya can now make into chaya havaya make havaya. There's a lashon kesef Kapurim, so the kesef Kapurim, we're picking up this pirush here. He says, "V'achar kach tachsav b'tom b'parsha v'chapasuk." So sheva pamim. So you said until 7 times. B'nirali Vigdor, he's the author Kosef. Shekaved b'kol pam la'achad mesheva malchi edem. You should think about the birurim when you're doing this about the 7 malchi edem. So he says that's also an insight into this. He says, V'heim Bella Das Yovav Chesed Husham Gevura Hadad ben Badad. He says, Teferes Simla Rabbenetzach V'chod Shaul Yisisod and Baal Chanan is Malchus. V'kol Echad Yekavin Debara Nitzutzi Osach of Melech. And in any case, you would think what you're doing as you're saying that's the 7th time. Each time has to do with one of the malachim. V'kaved the bar of nitzutzi osach b'melech me'ak v'ak v'erich v'ava v'iva v'zon mikol noga b'kol olam mabia. Now the the Rishash explains what the Noga idea is here. And so that's why I want to look at that. It actually gives us an insight into really understanding what's going on or to using the Ketores. The Bapam Rishon, the Yakavan La'alos of Lavara Biruda and the Tzutza Shenalftach of Bemelech of Rishon, who is Benoga. Now I'll just say what the Noga is. He says the Noga is the Klipas Noga, which is the interface between good and bad. So it has within it Tov Ra. And so therefore you're really sort of, I guess, moving out from into the Klipa, into the area of the Klipa, and trying to extract from that Noga the Kedusha that's in it. So that's the process. So the Noga again really means the Klipa Noga. It's the mixture of Tov Ra. Shuhu Bella Benoga the Abia Me'ak the Eric Anpen V'Abba V'iba Bazun. So he goes to Ak also. Atika, I guess he means Atika Kadisha, or maybe it means no, it's not Ak Adam Kadman. That would be an Aleph. So Me'ak, which is Atika Kadisha. Okay, let me call him back. Let me see if that works better. Okay, let's see. Okay, back. We're going this route now. Okay, let's go on. So, so he said, Pama base, and the second time that you say this, you have in mind Yakavan La'alos Levara Berudin the Tzutza Shenalta B'menu Habase, excuse me, Melech Habase, Shuhu Yovav Benoga Davia. So once again, you're coming from that interface there between good and bad. Me'ak ve'erikan pen v'ava ve'iba v'zun. So normally this would be, I think, Atika Kadisha. Then he says, but I guess he means Atik Yomim, I guess. So he said, v'chein al derek zecher b'kol pam l'kol melech ad pam ashvi, until you finally get to the seventh one. The melech ashvi shuhu ba'al chanan al derek zecher shekasavna, in the same way that we're writing over here. The marshal Zilcha Gam Hakavanot. So also we have over here, we are going to see in the marshal, he says that you will see the Hakavanot. Okay, let's go on. So now we're on number Shin Kaf Bet. We'll also read the top here a little bit. So he says, Acher Kach, so after this, Tachsa V'Tomber B'Pasuk Hazeh Shel Hashem L'Hosheni, Hoshieni. So he said, pasuk echan miparshas b'chalasacha, another pasuk there. V'zecha v'maisa menorah, back again to the maisa menorah. It says, Kain asar as a menorah, starting with it, Kain asar menorah. Asher hagam roshi teva v'sofi teva, the pasuk there come to be vav kei. And the pasuk Hashem Hoshieni, roshi teva v'sofi tevas hu yak again, yud kei. This makes Havaya Echad, this makes one Havaya Shlema. So let's come over here and let's see a little bit more. Now this is something actually we practice. We just had a plague. So it could have, Baruch Hashem, we're through it. Let's see where we're going to go. Let's see. Well, I guess we're just going to read Shin Kaf Bet, and then we'll go over to the Sifrit Tzniutim, it's Hashem. He says, which is Hashem, Yudke Vavke Achrona, excuse me, Lahoshieni, and the Guinness and the Nagin a call. So he says all that you may call, you may Hayeno, Al Beis Hashem, etc. V'hu Abba Ve'imach V'Kevin Sheosios Yud K Heim Abba Ve'imach. So he says, have that in mind. He says, "B'pasuk echan b'parshas b'chalascha." Now take this part of zecha b'maisach a menorah. Talk coming back that call kain aser as a menorah v'zecha b'maisach menorah miksha zachav ad yirecha ad. So he said, "B'parcha miksha he kamara asher b'herach Hashem as Moshe kain also as hamenorah." Looking at this pasuk, he said, "V'yikavein." So you have the Kavanah here that Rosh Tevas V'Sofi Tevas Eilach B'Sukim Shal Levaya Baruch Hu Kaseder Yud Kei Vav Kei who's Zun. That's referring to Zun, Kevin, Sha'osius, Vavke, Heim, Bazun, because those are the letters that come with that. So he says, Nanshin Kaf Dalad, he says, Va'ashecha Bagam, Rosh Teva, V'sof, V'tov, V'sev, V'zecha, V'chu, Vavke. Osa Rishon, V'pasav, V'parshas, B'chalascha, is a Vav. V'osa Achrona, Shal Apasuk Zeh, is a He, Ubiyachad, they make the Vavke. And then Mepasuk Hashem L'Hosheini Rosh Teva V'Sof Tevas is Yud-K. Os Rishona Rishona L'Papasuk Mishaya Hu Yud V'Os Achrona Shal L'Pasuk Zerab Hu K V'Yachad, then make Yud-K. Now there's one more here, and then we'll move over. So he says, there's one complete Chavaya Keshet Omer Papasuk B'Yishacha V'Achakach Papasuk B'Parshas Alascha Yesh L'Chavaya Shalema Kasidron. So here is another cookbook on how to do this. Okay, I'm going to stop this recording, I think, hopefully.